Look at this artichoke just starting to blossom. How gorgeous is that? All right, well, let me give you guys an update. Sandy has been found. All right, as you can see over here, I started by taking down the fountain plant, as I said I would. I probably should have got this on camera, but I was just so hard set on finding her. I had to just do it. There wasn't going to be a day 4 with no Sandy, so I went ahead and I cut down the fountain plant. I thought that for sure was going to get her. Got a little worried when I didn't find her. So you can see on past videos, or if you remember, there used to be a big red plant right here, like a bush style plant, and I took it out, and as I was looking for, and I had to remove it anyways because I'm going to put another tortoise den right here. So when I removed that plant is when I found her. So Sandy is back with us, and she was totally fine. They're chilling in a little micro habitat she had made there. So as I stated in the last video, there's no worry out here for the most part. If I don't find a tortoise, not really the end of the world. They have food, water, and I live in a climate that will sustain them just fine. However, the reason I am hard set on finding them and getting them every now and then is because of where I live is a more dry environment. So I'm in 9B, if that makes any sense to you, Southern California. Kind of in layman's terms, it gets about 100 over here, 105, and it drops down, I'd say no lower than 50. So these tortoises would live just fine out here. Plus I do have heat boxes for them and all that good stuff. This stuff gets watered down 3 times a day on my irrigation system, blah, 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 right? But the biggest reason I have to find them is because I live in a dry climate. Southern California is dry. So let me show you what I'm talking about over here. So here's Rocky. Rocky is a rescue, okay? Rocky is pyramiding, or was pyramiding. I like to think I've curbed that. This will never go away. You can't recover from this. Rocky will be this way for the rest of his natural life. Pyramiding, the number one cause, bar none, even with the smallest amount of research you'll find, is due to lack of or not the right humidity, right? Bingo here, you'll see, has a very smooth shell, okay? Bingo's been with me since he was a hatchling, since he was born pretty much. And they get to come out, they get soaked frequently. However, because I don't live in a humid climate, I'm dry here, my humidity is typically around 50 to 60%-ish. The relative humidity where these guys come from in South Africa is 70%. In the wet season, it's 80%. So these, not to mention in dens that they would find or microclimates that they find, it would be even more humid. So that's why humidity is such a big thing to these guys. So if you think you can just stick these guys outside, and unless you live in that kind of a climate and you meet those parameters, you're going to get this style of pyramiding. And that's what happened to Rocky. When I rescued him, and him and Leo were together, they've been together since birth. They had this pyramid. They were living in sand, which is so tough to keep humidity in, and it's not something that they would live in the wild, right? So that's why I'm so hard set on finding the tortoises, because they need to be soaked. I need to make sure that they are staying hydrated. I can monitor their health. I can look at them and just make sure they're good. So nothing out here would kill them as far as the environment goes, or the temperature parameters or anything like that. I just, I'm hard set on making sure they're hydrated, making sure they're getting soaked, and that's why they need to be soaked. 70 to 80% humidity is normal for these guys. So yeah, I'll have more stuff in the enclosure coming. Again, there's going to be a tortoise house there. I'll show you how I build those out. It's a little different than what I'm used to seeing. Usually you'll see like a box with just heat, which is cool, but the problem with that is it gets so dry. If you're just constantly putting heat in a box, it's all dry. So I'll show you my other one I've built, and I have mister set up in there. So it's constantly misting based on the relative humidity, which I keep around 72%. So there's that in there. Like I said, I'll show that on a later date because it's not fun to build. You can't really go buy them. There's nowhere that really sells them built out that way. So yeah, I got a couple other things I like to share, and maybe even a deeper dive on the care of those guys, even though there's so many good care videos already out there. And there's already videos really hitting home about the humidity these guys require. So don't take that lightly. You can't just stick these guys in an enclosure of any sort, whether it's a tortoise table or anything, and just forget about them, or think that if you soak them here and there, they want to be at that relative humidity. Trust me, you will pyramid them very fast if you don't. And the sign of pyramiding is a sign of a not fully healthy tortoise. And yes, you do see it in the wild. I get that a lot. Like, people have told me, well, they find leopard tortoises like that in the wild. Yes, they do. And what they found is that leopard tortoises born in certain seasons on a drier spell in South Africa, while it was, a drier than average season, have pyramiding. But the vast majority are smooth shell leopard tortoises. So are they out there? Yes, absolutely. Is pyramiding the end of the world if you have a tortoise that has some slight pyramiding? No, not at all. But it's our job, if we can control it and we control these factors, it's our job to make sure that we do what we can to stop it and prevent it. We're able to control it. So in the wild, they don't have any control of nature. So we have full control of that. Hey, look at the little sound. Here's Sandy here. It's like I told you, she is fine and well. I'm going to take this opportunity actually to soak her. That's so cool. Who would have thought? I was just looking around and found Sandy. If we found pebbles right now, that'd be just a dream come true. Let's go ahead and soak her. Hi, Sandy. Everybody was worried about you. And we found you yesterday, didn't we? All right. Well, that's all I got for today.